prep the data for bringing it into Trimble Edgewise for pipe and duct extraction, as well as any conduit pipe as well too. So normally what I'll do, I'll normally remove the floor, the wall and the Q-decking, just to help within the processing of Edgewise. You don't want Edgewise going through a concrete floor to see if it's a pipe or a piece of duct and so on. So again, I'm going to go back to my registration tab. I'm going to go to my limit box extraction, and I'm just going to pick a point somewhere in the center of the point cloud. I'm going to go back to my isometric view. I'm just going to pull this up to where I can see my box. Maybe go to side view and then just drag this across. Pull this across to where it just meets the walls. I'm just going to zoom in here to where I can actually literally just remove the top of the Q-decking. I'm just going to put it down another slight bit just until it's removed. If there's a small bit left over, it's not too bad. And then I'm going to do the same with the ground. I'm going to pull it up just till the surface of the ground is removed as well. And I'll do the same for the four walls as well. I'm just going to pull it out a little bit further here. Sometimes if you go from an inside perspective, it's a little bit easier to see, so we can grab it. And you just want to catch it to where it just removes the wall. You want to keep the conduit pipe. And again, the same for down here. Maybe just switch to a different station view. Now we can see our order. I just push it back until it moves. Sometimes, depending on how plumb the wall is, you might have to keep a bit of the wall in. That looks pretty good. Let's go to the other end of the room. Maybe get back out into perspective mode. And move the pipe in here from the other side. So once I've removed all my walls, ceiling and floor, you get something similar to this. So you get a really clean, vivid point cloud that doesn't contain any of the walls. So you can just go around and do like a quick inspection just to make sure you're not cutting out any of the pipes. Looks pretty good. So once you're happy with that, make sure you're sampling by step and that it's selected as one. That means it'll bring in all the points. There's no sampling back. And then we can hit create. This just takes a couple of minutes to go through all the different view angles from the different scan locations. So once that's completed, I can just close out of my limit box extraction. Let's go back to my production tab, and then you can see here we have object 10. So object 10 is the new point cloud section that we created that we're going to bring into Edgewise. So you can see how it just contains pretty much the MEP services within the actual point cloud. So I'm going to rename this by just double clicking on object 10, call it MEP, and then this is the point cloud that I want to bring in to Edgewise for the automatic pipe extraction. So it's just pretty much the interior. You know, we got some steel running up and down here. We got pipe, we got conduit, and we got some duct here. So this is what I'm bringing into Edgewise for the automatic extraction. So a couple of things just to bring it into Edgewise. We're going to go to our registration. We're going to select our TZF scans. So we're going to click on them here and then hold down and click on the project here. And we're going to select our 9 scans. Go under the registration tab, and we're going to go to export station parameters. It exports all the coordinates of each individual point for Edgewise. The final step that we're going to do is we're going to create our own TZF scans. So if I just go back just to show you the folder. So here we have the original ones, so you can see our original 9 scans. These scans contain all the points, so it contains, you know, the noise that's coming through the door here, contains the ceiling, walls and floors. So we don't want to process that data in Edgewise, you know, it's taking up valuable time to process that. So we want to create our own TZF scan that just contains the interior here that you're seeing to help you know, with the extraction of the data. So we're going to come here to edit, we'll select our point cloud, and then we're going to create TZF scan and select automatic. Again, this takes a couple of seconds or minutes depending on your computer and the amount of data as well too that you're trying to convert over to a TZF scan. And then once it's done, you'll see that the file size is about half the file size versus the old one. So it just takes a couple of minutes to process, and then we can bring those files directly into Trimble Edgewise. So once files have processed, I add my new TZF files. If I go to my project file, which is the RWI folder structure, where I have all my original point clouds, you can see here I have highlighted the new TZF files that have been created. So you can see here we have 8 additional TZF files. So these are much smaller when I look at the original size, so less than half the size. So then when I bring these files, these underscore cloud TZF files into Edgewise, everything works a lot quicker, it's a lot more crisp and more vivid when I'm extracting the information out. I don't have all the background kind of noise of the walls and so on obstructing my point of view. So that's the best way to work with data and bring it into Trimble Edgewise.